Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 168 of Bird Squawk.
Welcome back. Preseason is over. We got the 53-man roster. We got a meaningful football game next week. So, football's here, baby. Football's back. Real-time football is back. So, we're going to go over the 53-man roster. Go over the last preseason game, even though it doesn't really matter. Go look at the cuts and stuff and different things that people might come back. And we got a little exciting news at the end of the episode, so stick around for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's here. We talked about it. We dived in, and the day is coming. It's here. We've got the team down to 53 guys that we think. Obviously, we're going to need a punter.
Yep.
So somebody else is going to get cut because we're going to have to add a punter.
Yeah.
But is what it is for right now.
Yeah, I mean, nothing too extreme. Let's walk through the roster. At the quarterback position, you obviously have Jalen, you have Mariota, and you have Tanner McGee, who beat out Ian Book, who was cut. Whatever. I mean, Tanner McGee has played well, I think. He's the new third guy, arguably, in some people's minds, the backup. Hopefully we never have to see what happens on that front.
Yeah, both those guys hopefully they never see the field.
But that isn't anything shocking. Running back position, Gainwell, Scott, Swift, Penny. No surprise there. Sermon kind of the odd man out there. He was actually released on injury release. I'm not sure what happened in the third game or whatever, but nothing too shocking there either.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have a couple other guys, I think Sermon might have been, one of those dudes in that room, but we got a pretty full room there, and every one of those guys brings a little bit of specialized
they're all different,
talent to that room.
For sure. Wide receivers, Devontae, AJ Quez, and I'm not good at pronouncing his name, so I'm calling him OZ from the Falcons last year. So that's your four running wide receivers. Once again, nothing really surprising there. Offensive side of the ball, nothing pretty shocking at all.
No,
you pretty much knew what was going to happen.
Stayed what we had, right?
Tight ends, Grant Calcaterra, Goddard, the newly acquired, once again, not going to try and pronounce that name, but from the Broncos, and Jack Stahl. So obviously, just adding depth there. Goddard's your main guy. Saw some good flashes from both Stahl and Calcaterra last year, so also good on that front. Offensive line, you got Landon, you got Driscoll, you got Lane, you got Fred Johnson, you got Jurgens, you got Kelsey, you got Malata, you got Opeda, and you got Steen. Once again,
sounds like some depth there.
You got those guys, the guys that have been in this building, even the second string guys. Jurgens, obviously a lot of upside, see what he can do this year. And yeah, so offensive side of the ball, nothing big, surprising, anything like that. Most of those guys didn't play. You knew that's what the roster was going to be, and that's great.
Yeah.
Defensive side of the ball, edge rushers, you got Derek Barnett, who was able to seek a trade, whatever. I mean, kind of forgot the guy was even on the team, but he made it for now.
It's always him.
BG, Pat Johnson, Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweaty.
Some dogs, baby. We got some dogs on that line.
DT, Jalen Carter, Fletch, Jordan Davis, Ajamo, Street, Telelupo, I don't know how to say it, always the two draft picks ago from USC, and Milton Williams. Once again, I mean, you filling in those, like, you look at the roster, you got names, you got young guys. That's the main thing, and we've talked about this. You got some guys that you've brought into camp, kind of as competition, veteran presence. And those guys are getting beat out by a lot of these young guys, which is a good sign. You want to see these young guys beat those guys out. And that's what's kind of happening here. Once again, nothing really surprising.
No.
Anything here.
No.
Linebackers, you got the newly signed Cunningham a couple weeks ago, who has apparently been impressing. Nakobe Dean. And Ellis is going to be your three linebackers to start. Cunningham and Dean going to be your main tandem to start. Big things for Nakobe. Us at least on this show, have high expectations for him this year. It has a good camp, and Cunningham has impressed in his short couple stint here. So see what happens there. Not too surprising. Cornerbacks, you got Bradbury, Goodrich, Josh Jobs back, Vontae Maddox, Eli Ricks, the big one. That's the undrafted free agent from Alabama who's had a great camp, a couple interceptions, played well. He sneaks on after Zach McPherson gets hurt, so he's coming in as a depth guy. That's kind of a great fill-in, really. I think
definitely.
He's going to be very similar to Zach, going to be a special teams guy and has that depth if need be. Ringo Starr and Darius Slay. Safeties, nothing really surprising. You got Ed Reed, Blankenship. Sidney Brown, who I'm excited for him. I don't know how much he's going to really play. We'll see who goes up on the other side of Reed.
Right.
Because Terrell Edmonds has been okay in camp. Obviously, the safety you signed from the Steelers in the offseason. And then Evans is the third safety. So, really there, I mean, the guys you drop, the guys you cut that I guess would be quote-unquote surprising. Devin Allen, the track guy, Covey. But I see a lot of those guys, like I see Covey coming back. That's what they did this last year with Covey.
Yeah.
He got cut, came back, and was activated like every week just to be the punt returner. See what they do on that front. Same thing with Devin Allen. He might be back. Specialists, obviously Jake Elliott and Rick Lovato, your long snapper. And as you mentioned, need a punter, which is what it is. I mean, Sipos was good, then not good after coming back from injury at the end of last year. I forget, Kern was pretty bad, even though in between that time when Sipos was hurt. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I'm not too concerned, but it's one of those things you don't think about because you think a kicker's more important, but a good punter is needed, so we'll have to see what they do on that front.
The punt god is out there. He's available.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a sketch.
He was cleared
of
all wrongdoing in that case. He actually is filing a defamation countersuit. I don't know, man. I'm sure he'll be in town for an open audition. I mean, I'm sure they're auditioning a bunch of people, and if they can't find anybody better, I anticipate Sippis being back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. I mean, there's always a couple cuts that are eye-opening, but you got to really think. Greg Ward was also cut for, like, the 50th time, but will probably be back. That's the thing. Like, in this town, there's guys that have been around for a while that are cut, or new guys that have been cut, but they always seem to end up trickling back. Yeah. It's not really a big thing for some of these guys to get cut. Like I said, I think Covey, probably Greg Ward again, is probably going to be back. And like you said, if they don't have a punter, probably Sipos is going to be back.
Interesting, Kayvon Wallace.
Yes, that was another one.
I know the dude had a great career at Clemson, but he just never seemed to be able to take it to this next level.
No, yeah, I mean,
kind of got hurt out of the chute.
Yeah.
And then just never was able to bring that same kind of player that he was at Clemson to the NFL. So,
yeah, I mean, that's another guy that could be brought back
who knows?
On practice squad, too. Some of these guys you don't know who has interest out there, who doesn't.
With some of these cuts and some of these releases and stuff, I feel like we're kind of thin on special teams. I mean,
special teams for sure. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Zach McPherson getting hurt, obviously hurt. He was a solid special teams guy. And Sean Bradley getting hurt, that was a solid special teams guy. I know this Ellis guy is going to be probably special teams. Like I was talking about a little bit, Eli Ricks is probably going to slide into what Zach McPherson's was. And then you got these guys. I mean, Nolan Smith's probably going to play a lot of special teams this year, in all honesty. He'll be in the rotation, but he's a guy that's going to want to get out there and play. Sidney Brown's probably special teams as well. I mean, you'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens in the safety position. I really do think Sidney Brown has an interesting chance in front of him to maybe beat out Edmonds in these early games, but
yeah, I mean, you feel good with the starters, right?
That's what I mean.
The starting offense, the starting defense, feel solid with them. It's those sketchy special teams plays, and situations that, as we saw, that can hurt us,
Oh, for sure.
And so, hopefully we get some guys that can play special teams, but I feel confident with the starters on offense and the starters on defense.
Exactly. And then, I mean, the Colts game is what it was. Nothing really crazy coming out of that.
Yeah.
And you chill, relax this week. Then Kansas City and Detroit kick it off on Thursday, and then 4:30 on Sunday. We kick it off, man, up in New England. We'll have more, obviously, on that game next week.
Yeah.
But the exciting news with us, quite an upgrade from last year, if many of you remember, if you've been around with the channel. We did our first road trip last year down to Washington, and it was a lot of fun. There's a vlog on the channel if you have interest in watching that. A lot of fun. And we stumbled upon, we were looking for a road trip again this year. It wasn't really working out with me getting a new job, the locations, the times, whatever. So we stumbled upon, kind of chalked it up, but stumbled upon this weekend a good trip with Bell and the Birdman to go out to LA October 8th against the LA Rams. So we're super excited. We'll be out in Los Angeles for Saturday and Sunday, coming home Monday, to invade with the fellow Birds fans and take over
baby.
SoFi.
We are going to Cali, baby. We're going to Cali. Unbelievable. I mean, when we were looking at the schedule, there were a couple games we were thinking, and then, some different things came up, wedding and whatever else, friends are doing that kind of take those games away. And kind of stumbled on this Bell and the Birdman trip and just jumped on it this weekend. And what we were thinking was beyond our means to get to LA.
Exactly.
Just fell in our lap. And we are so stoked and so excited, off the charts, and can't wait for this trip.
Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun, obviously, invading with fellow fans. It was so fun to see that firsthand last year in Washington with the green wave. And can't wait to go out to LA. First off, just to go to LA, California. That's going to be a lot of fun. But going with everyone, going with the Birds fans and going there and invading, knowing there's going to be there's a big following out there, big following that's going to be following with these other trips. So, super excited. Hopefully, we see more of you out there in LA. Shout out to Bell and the Birdman for putting a great trip together. And we're so excited to have that one to look forward to, other than just the games at the Link.
Yeah, definitely. Season ticket holders, so we're at every home game, but this road trip is boom, top of our schedule here this year.
For sure.
100%. And the thing that we love about it is early in the season, so it's going to be even better. Getting out there when the whole momentum's still rolling and just seeing all the other fans and traveling, getting out there with the other fans and going to the game. And to get into SoFi, state-of-the-art stadium.
Without a doubt.
It's going to be amazing.
Without a doubt. So, a lot of fun. That was our exciting news. And hopefully, like I said, more of you are going to be out there with us as we invade SoFi. But, as always, thank you for watching. We'll be back next Wednesday. And we kick it off, baby. It's go time next week at this time. So, make sure to tune in on Wednesday. But we'll always be back. And make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.